Has anyone ever told you that you're too much, too intense, too sensitive, too direct, too generous, too driven? And the frustrating part wasn't just that they said it, it's that somewhere along the way, you started to believe them. So you tried to change, you tried to contain yourself, and you caught your reactions and tried to manage them before they showed. You've tried to hold yourself back and it still didn't feel right. Not because you failed trying to change, but because you were never supposed to. Stay with me because I want to show you something that changes the way you see every relationship, every frustration, every version of yourself you've ever been told to fix. Here's what nobody told you when you were getting all that feedback. The people who told you that you were too much weren't judging you objectively. They were judging you through their own lens, their own wiring, their own ing energy. And that's what changes everything about what those words actually meant. I want to introduce you to ing energy. It doesn't put you in a box or give you four letters to carry around like personality tests do. Ing energy is the specific energy that flows through you, the energy you were created with, the energy you were designed to move in and lead from. You were wired this way from day one. This isn't something you developed over time or built through experience. It was there before anyone had a chance to tell you it was wrong. There are seven ing energy types: perceiving, serving, teaching, encouraging, giving, leading, and mercying. Every person has a core ing energy type, one that flows the strongest. And because of how your ing type shows up, you've been told at some point that you're too much because of it. Let me show you what I mean. Perceiving sees what other people miss, the detail nobody caught, the tension in the room nobody named or wanted to address. They've been called harsh, confrontational, and too blunt. Serving is wired to help. It sees what needs to be done before anyone asks. They've been called a pushover, a doormat, and just too available. Teaching can't stop until something is fully understood. It breaks things down, goes deep, and covers every angle. They've been called a know it all, condescending, and exhausting. Encouraging sees your potential so strongly it can almost feel inconvenient. They've been called fake, too cheerful, unrealistic, and naive. Giving finds joy in generosity, not to impress anyone, just because that's how they're wired. They've been called a show off or told they're trying to buy everyone's love. Leading sees what needs to happen and moves towards it. They're already three steps ahead, ready to organize and build. They've been called bossy, controlling, and too intense. Mercying feels what people feel before they even say a word. It's not sympathy, it's something deeper. They've been called too sensitive, dramatic, and weak. Now, here's what I want you to understand about every single one of those labels. The people who said those things weren't lying, they genuinely experienced you that way. But they were experiencing you through their own ing type. And their ing type is not your ing type. Everyone sees the world through their own ing energy. It's the lens they have. So when they encounter someone wired differently, they don't think, that person is different from me. No, instead they think this person is doing it wrong because their ing type is their entire reference point. They expect you to function the way they function, to value what they value, to respond the way they would respond. And when you don't, the judgment comes. Not always with cruelty, but it comes. And there's something else worth naming here. Sometimes your ing type isn't showing up at its best. Low mastery means you haven't yet developed the skills to navigate your own wiring. And when that happens, your ing energy can come out in ways that can be hard to be around, twisted, unpleasant, and even ugly. That's not evidence that your ing type is wrong. That's evidence that your ing type needs to be understood and developed. There's a real difference between those two things. The people around you couldn't tell the difference because they didn't have language for ing energy. They just knew you were different than them. So they called you the problem. But do you know your ing type? Most people don't yet. That's exactly what the quiz is for. It's free. Your results go straight to your inbox, and the link is in the description. Now, here's what actually happened to you. You were born wired a specific way before anyone had an opinion about it, before anyone told you it was too much. It was just you. And then life happened. People with different ink types came into your world: family, teachers, friends, coworkers, neighbors, strangers, and they experienced your wiring through their lens, and they held you to their standard, their version of how a person should show up. And you weren't that. You couldn't be that. You were never designed to be that. But nobody told you that. So you did what most people do. You started trying to become their version of you instead of understanding your own. The exhaustion you feel isn't from being too much, it's from spending years of trying to be less. And the tragedy isn't just what it cost you personally, it's what it cost the people around you. Because your ing energy developed and flowing well is something the world actually needs. The people in your life actually need it, not a dimmed down version, not an apologetic version, the real thing. What makes you too much for some people makes you exactly right for others. But you can't get to exactly right while you're still trying to be less. I've watched the moment people recognize this for the first time hundreds of times. It's not loud, it's not a breakthrough that fills a room, it's quiet. It's the slow exhale of someone who has been holding their breath for a very long time. Jay said it felt like someone was finally helping her translate the way she moves through the world. Garrett said he finally understood why he does things the way he does, what actually gives him energy instead of draining him. Jennifer said it felt like someone had been quietly watching her life and finally handed her the translation. Not a new description, a translation. Because ing energy doesn't tell you something you didn't already know about yourself. It gives language to something you've been living your whole life without being able to explain. And when you finally have that language, something shifts. You stop trying to fix the thing that was never broken, and you start understanding the thing that was always yours. And those things you were told to change, they might be the exact things you were put here to do. Not because everything about how you've shown up has been perfect, but because the core of how you're wired was never the problem. The missing language was the problem. The missing map was the problem. And that's what I'm here to give you. The free Ing Energy quiz is at ingtypes.com. The link is in the description. It takes about 5 minutes, and your results come straight to your inbox. It's not another label. It's not a filing system. It's not 4 letters to decode, a translation for something you've already been living. The link is below. I'll see you there.